Well, what's going on? Brandon here. I'm going to take a couple peeks at some swing trade ideas for this week. It's Friday. Just ended the day here, 10 a.m., Friday the 24th. This is going to be for next week here coming up. Baba, as you all know, we are playing multiple times this past week here off the double bottom, off the shy of the 200 with this pincer wick. Right now, pretty much excluding this large candle because this was more market action than anything. This interaction candle, I'm just going to try to ignore at the moment. Trend line that we're working with right now kind of comes into play today. We had some bounce support back here at 176.28 on the trend, and then it had earnings. We're going to let it break through and do its thing. If this thing decides to hold the 174.01, that's what I have charted out, written down here. Let me just mark it off for a better indication here. Okay, this is the kind of channel we're working with right here. This is very long-term support at 174.01 on the daily, and you can see our trend line that's been holding us down today right here. Had a fail, meets with the 200 EMA interaction point for the trend line I have drawn on the daily. We're going to look for Baba today to hold 174.01. Start getting bullish between here and recover the 200 EMA. If it does happen, we will take Baba long sometime today into next week. I will hold this through the weekend. And IQ. Traded this live yesterday, caught some bottoms on this, higher lows all the way up. If you can see in the 5-minute chart, you can barely see in here the daily trend line we're going to take a peek at is coming into play here very shortly. As we look at this, the daily is starting to reject 50, reject 50, reject 50. Well, today is a nice higher low setup, and it had some decent support interaction at 28.80. It does have a nice little support branch at 28.88 all the way through. So we're going to take this channel here, and hopefully IQ starts putting these higher lows and starts consolidating and breaks to the upside. I'm going to look for it to run past the 50 EMA, and then it has easy room to 33.50. I'm going to take some 30.50 calls and some 31 calls. If this decides to stay bullish on the 5-minute today, I'm going to look for a couple tests, maybe the 200. You can see right now the 100's crossing over the 200, 9's crossing over the VWAP, so we're getting a nice little bull run up here. If this is a higher low and comes back down and tests a few times, I'm going to look to take IQ long on the purely off a technical play on the daily. Nothing else is going to run this up, but I think we might have a nice squeeze past this because lots of shorts piled in after this bounce, and if everybody thinks it's going to reject from their short position here and keep coming back down, they're going to get squeezed out pretty hard after this $30 mark. So I think this thing has room up to 33s long term. So I'm going to take a couple week contracts out at 30.50 and 31 and see where we're at. Those are my two ideas for next week coming into the play. And I hope you guys have a good weekend.